Greetings, dear ones. I am Sonia, the host of the Treasures You podcast, and this is my first live event. I hope that everyone that is viewing can take this time to get to know who I am. The Treasures You podcast, for those who are not aware of my podcast, it is all about us. It is all about us being physical manifestations of our thoughts. It is about us being a holistic expression in the world. So, yeah, I talk about all of the aspects that we are, because these aspects that we are explain so many things about us, because we are so fascinating once you know all of your different aspects. So these topics are integrated with just everything that we come across: our mental health, our physical health, our physical well-being, our day-to-day conversations and interactions, the parts of us that we do not acknowledge because of our life journey, which is a beautiful life journey, dear ones. I'm here to tell you. Yes, everything in our life is a gift, and we are gifts as well. As a matter of fact, we are the greatest gift of all. I know you have heard of that saying, and you have heard of the song, and that's why we have that saying and that song, because that is a message to us. It is a message that is sent so we can remember our divine selves, so we don't have to act like a victim. Notice I said act, because we are all acting in this life journey. Yes, we take on many characters. It is a part of the life journey. So first, let me just give a little bio of myself. As I said, I started the Treasures You podcast about 3 years ago because I have deep passion about us. I have always known as a child that there was more to this physical reality. And because of that, that has led me to seek and to search within myself for the answers that I've been desiring to know. And what I have found out, dear ones, is we are the most fascinating things in existence, because we are existence. We are just that. We are the infinite. We are awareness. We are consciousness. We are intelligence. We are information. We are everything that your mind can comprehend, and even more. So I have known as a child that there was more to this physical reality. And as I grew, I would just shake my head to certain things because I just could not comprehend a lot of the things that was happening, that I was seeing, that I was witnessing. And I kept quiet a lot because I was confused. And two, I didn't have the language. And I felt this sense of fear. Now, I don't believe I knew the word fear, but I did not express myself. I was very quiet, and I listened and observed everything. And of course, there were times where I did break out of my shell and I did things that children would do because, as a child, this is what you do. You play, you have fun. And of course I did that, but I always knew deep down that there was more to this physical reality. And once I became an adult, I began to have awakenings, like very pronounced awakenings that were unforgettable. Because of that, these awakenings, they opened up my clairvoyance, my clairaudience. I was able to see a lot of synchronicities in my life. I was getting visions. I actually got a timeline of humanity from the very beginning. And I also received a holographic, geometric representation of the universe with all of these beautiful sacred geometry symbols, these sequences just moving in and out with beautiful colors. And I was told that that was a representation of us, of humanity, of consciousness, and that we exist, as I said, beyond this physical. So this was a vibrational representation of us, and it was quite beautiful. It really was. And I remember towards the end of me seeing this vision, the universe started to beat like a heartbeat. So these are profound things that I have witnessed in my life, on my journey. And of course, there are so many more things that have happened in my life. And because of this, I started the podcast. I started talking about us. Yes, because as I said, we are the most fascinating things in existence because we are existence. Now, I just wanted to add that we have a perception about ourselves. We have a perception about the world that we live in. And because of this perception is, let me see, it is formed by the systems in our world. And we have many systems. We have our religious system. We have our educational system. We have our family system. We have our working system. We have our food industry system. We have our technology and entertainment system. We have all of these systems, and I know there's plenty more, but those are like the main ones that shape us. They shape our thoughts, and then our thoughts become a belief, and then another belief, and then another belief until we have all of these beliefs, right? And then they dictate our actions, the people that we associate with, the food we eat, the conversations that we have with them and ourselves. These systems in place shape our everyday reality. So my question to you is, How do you perceive yourself in the world? Can you honestly answer that question? Do you perceive yourself from your heart, deep down in your heart? How do you perceive yourself? Or do you perceive yourself from the systems in place that creates the actions and the words that we all engage in? Think about that now. Because I know as a child and a young adult, these systems that we are all engaging in, because they're right there, right? They are a part of this life journey. But then there's some point in time when we all have to pull back and say, wait a minute now, I don't want to do that. I don't want to go to this school. I don't want to eat that food. I don't believe in what you're telling me. You see what I'm saying? Like, these are, as I said, the basic things that we all go through. And then we come to a point in our lives and we say, all right, I need to listen to my own navigation, which is my heart. But a lot of us, including myself when I was younger, we are not aware that we are operating under these systems until something happens in your life. And for me, I can remember I was in my 20s, my late 20s, and I was in church and we had a guest speaker. And he said that these were his exact words. Most of you church folk in here are asleep. Soon as he said asleep, a light bulb went off inside of my head. Literally, I saw a light bulb light up and I said, wow, I am asleep. This was really one of my profound moments, one of my awakenings, because I know that we all have different portions of awakenings. And when you bring in more awareness, then you will be able to see that. So because he said that, and a light bulb literally went off in my head, on the way driving home, I was having all types of synchronicities happening. I would think of a song and it would come on the radio. Yeah. I would literally think of a song and it would come on the radio. And it happened, it was 3 songs back to back to back. One was Bette Midler, Wind Beneath My Wings. I thought of that and it came on the radio. And I was like, what? Then I thought about the song from Desiree called You Gotta Be. That was the next song. It came on. Then I thought of the song by Sheryl Crow, and that song is, now I'm drawing a blank. Oh, all I want to do is have some fun. That came on. Yes. So 3 songs back to back to back came on. And yeah, I was aware because of what the preacher said at the church that started it all. And then from that day forward, I was having all types of synchronicities happening in my life. I was seeing the world in a different way. I was seeing people literally with light around them. I was seeing the world very vividly, and it made me happy because I was witnessing. It was like my awareness was elevated. Yeah. And this was in my 20s. I witnessed all these things. It made me feel good. It really did. And of course, there was more things that had happened to me throughout my life. And because of these things happening, I speak about all of it. Because a lot of us aren't aware, and a lot of us are aware. And some people choose not to because maybe that's not their purpose. But I know that this is my purpose. So I do speak to bring this awareness. So when you realize that our thoughts are physical manifestations of what we witness every day, then you will begin to be more clear and to have your thoughts more elevated to what you want to see in your life. Because who wants to see things that is not going to uplift you, that is not going to make you feel good? Now, if you are in a space where you don't feel good, then I'm not saying not to feel that, because we are supposed to honor everything. It is a part of the journey of learning and growing. But as soon as you are ready to move forward and you have learned from whatever experience that may have been troublesome, may have been painful, may have been confusing, then you take that moment to move to the next expression out of that expression of pain and confusion. But I'm telling you, we are so fascinating that you will move to the next expression when you get it. We all do. We all do in our own time. Yes. So if you desire, like I know you do, you may not express it in that way, because we are all designed and created with the same divine essence of love. Yes, we are essences of love. And when we all can acknowledge that, then you will see in your life many things change the frequency, change the vibration, because now you are more aware of your love essence. And this is very essential because we are the co-creators of our life, dear ones. We create every single day. And if you want to see great things in your life, then we have to elevate ourselves and not knock ourselves down. Yeah, not put ourselves down. And if we do put ourselves down, that means we are still learning. We are still on that process of learning to love ourselves. And most of us probably don't even look at it in that way. They just go about their life, their everyday. being unconscious until something tragic happens. Yeah, that's us. So I always ask the question, like, why do we have to wait for tragic things to happen? Why can't we just do what is in our best interest? Why can't we just do it? Well, I'm here to tell you, I have found out because we are creatures of habit. So when you wake up every single day, if it's 30 years, 20 years, 40 years, doing the same thing, it is kind of difficult to break that habit, but it is not impossible. Let's get that clear. It is not impossible. As a matter of fact, we are the possible. Everything about us is the possible, but we have to believe it. We have to believe it in our hearts. Yes, our heart is our compass in life, navigating us to all the people and the places and the things so we can learn, so we can grow, so we can evolve and expand our minds because we are infinite and we exist beyond this physicality. We exist out into the cosmos. And all of those other planets out there, dear ones, they are communicating with us. Yes, they're not there by mistake or coincidence. No, this is all a divine plan. Yes, all of our planets, Jupiter, the planet of wisdom, of abundance, of knowledge, of wealth. Neptune, the planet of imagination and seeing beyond the illusion, but yet can get caught up in the illusion as well. That's where we have to have our balance. And our balance, dear ones, is just acknowledging ourselves by making space for ourselves. That is what balance is. Because when we forget ourselves, that is when we are not balanced. You see what I'm saying? When you don't acknowledge yourself, when you forget about yourself, you are not balanced. But when you do remember who you are, then you begin to add these things to your life that you love. And then that brings in balance because you are listening to your heart by doing these things. And it can be a number of things like eating food, exercising, the people that you associate with, your sleeping habits. I'm telling you, it is all of that because all of that is us. We encompass the whole of all, the spectrum. Yes, we encompass the whole spectrum. And when you know that, that elevates you. It really does. It elevates you and it connects you. It helps you to understand why, for one, you do the things you do. You say the things that you say. So I said what? Jupiter, I said Neptune. We have Mercury. Mercury is our communication. This is where, as you see, I'm speaking, our communication comes from. All forms of communication is from the planet Mercury. And then we have Saturn. And Saturn is our teacher in the things that we have not learned. It helps us to learn by showing us the things that we have missed. And sometimes we miss these things for years. And Saturn will show up, okay, to be that disciplined teacher, to teach you to discern, to speak up, to not speak. Yes. So Saturn is the teacher helping us to learn and grow and mature and be wise. And then we have Mars. Mars is our action planet. It helps us to take action. It is our raw energy so we can create, so we can have direction in our lives, so we can be safe and secure. It's all about action with Mars. Okay, what's another one? Uranus. This is our planet of innovation. So when you feel very creative, out the box, you want to do things out of the box. You don't want to do anything that the systems in place have been telling us from day one. No, we want to create our own way, right? We want to walk on the left side instead of the right side. That is Uranus. It's innovation. All right, I'm trying to think what else. I'm trying to remember what Pluto is. Pluto is also, I know it's creativity. It's trying to remember. It's out the box as well. Yes, Pluto. Yes, I'm trying to remember the exact. I can't totally remember, but it is definitely a planet that helps us to create. It's some type of creativity. I can't remember. I'm like drawing a blank, but that's okay because all I'm trying to present is that everything is connected. All of the planets are connected. Our night and day cycles are connected to us. This is us. So everything that I'm speaking about, dear ones, is us. These planets, the night and day cycles, our sun, our moon. Yeah, we are the sun and the moon, and we are the stars. We are all of that in a physical body. That's why some of us like to look up at the stars. Because when we look up at the stars, we are looking at our cosmic self. Some of us like looking up at the sky, seeing the clouds again, because we are looking up at our cosmic self again, because we are it. And when we can just acknowledge our universal self that is infinite, then your whole life will completely change. So our thoughts, as I said, you just look at your life, look at yourself, take notes, and look at yourself today. Look at what you eat. Look at how you speak about yourself. Do you tear yourself down? Do you knock yourself down? Do you lift yourself up? Do you not say anything? Are you judgmental? Are you a procrastinator? Are you a mover and a shaker? These are very essential questions that will help you key in to you. Because I'm here to tell you that every single soul on the planet is a unique essence, a very unique essence. And this unique essence is your greatness. Yes, it is your greatness because we all have gifts. Yes, we all have gifts. And a lot of us haven't tapped into our gifts because of the systems in place that most of us are still operating under. So, this webinar here is to help all of us learn how to integrate everything that we know and to elevate that. Yes, it is time to elevate ourselves so we can learn more about ourselves. Because when we do that, we are healing ourselves and we are healing our family. We are healing future generations as well because we are all connected. So when we can acknowledge ourselves as this beautiful, universal, cosmic essence, the holistic part of us, the physical part, the mental part, the emotional part, the etheric part, the spirit part, and the soul. When we can acknowledge all of that about ourselves, then you will be able to see yourself. It's just as simple as that. You will be able to see yourself. You will be able to see your beauty, your uniqueness, because everybody here is the greatest gift of all. Everybody. And that's why we're here. We're here to remember ourselves because this world is a different place now, if you didn't realize. This time period right now, we are in a new cycle. Yes, a new cycle where we can be more of ourselves. But if we do not allow ourselves to be our unique selves by being open, then guess what? We stay in that habitual way and just keep repeating and keep repeating and keep repeating and being like a robot. No, we are not robots. No, we are not robots. We are beautiful essences that have our own uniqueness, creativeness, innovativeness. That is us. When we can use our own mind and have our heart open, then you will be able to manifest the things that are aligned to you. Yes. So our thoughts, just look at yourself. You are a physical manifestation of whatever you are thinking about yourself. Yeah. So you should write down, what do you think about yourself? How do you label? Yes, because we do live in a world of labels. How do you label yourself? How do you see yourself? How do you see the world, as I said? These are very necessary questions. And we will all align when we are ready. We will align to the truth that we are. Because I said we are in a new cycle right now. And this cycle is all about us aligning to our authentic selves. Yes, it is all about expression and truth. And because it's about expression and truth, that means a lot of those systems are no longer relevant to us. Yeah, they're no longer relevant. So let's just acknowledge that, dear ones. And, whoever is watching or is attending this webinar, then you will be able to at least begin to acknowledge some of the things about yourself. We have to be honest with ourselves, not knock ourselves down. There's no need to knock ourselves down. We can acknowledge who we are in a holistic way, because as I said, that brings about healing. And who doesn't want to be healed, right? Who doesn't want to be healed? I'm going to give you some examples of how you can begin to heal yourself. One, take walks out in nature. Yes, preferably if the sun is up, like walk alongside the sun. The sun's essence is vitality. Yes, it's vitamin D. It's what we need. Just take some walks. I walk every day and I love it because when I'm walking, for one, I'm appreciating the walk, but I am grounding as well. I am grounding myself into the earth because I am an empathic person. And as I had said on one of my podcasts, I believe I said it in two of my podcasts, that we are all empathic. I have found that out. And we are all psychic. We are all healers. We are all channelers. We are all teachers. We are all students. Yes. We are all children. Yes, we are the children of this earth. Yeah, all of that. We can make the space to realize our thoughts. Then that is when you elevate yourself. You are more aware of yourself. And then your life begins to make sense. And it begins to change. It begins to change in a way that brings about your greatness. So I hope that this webinar has shed some light into your life, because I'm here to tell you, as I said earlier, we are the most fascinating things in existence because we encompass the whole spectrum. And when we acknowledge ourselves, then that is when the magic takes place. And magic, dear ones, is alignment. You are now aligning with the beautiful essence of you. So, as I said, we are fascinating, we are awareness, we are consciousness, we are infinite. And I love talking about us. I really do. We are the mystery. We are the mystery. The mystery that is presenting itself to you every day trying to get you, like nudging you to do certain things or to slow down. All right. If you're a very busy person, then your soul, I know, is nudging you to slow down a little so you can receive that intuition that's already within you. Because I'm here to tell you, as I've been saying, and I'm just adding a couple more words to it, that we are the key. Yes, we are the key to everything in life. But we have to trust ourselves. And with trust comes the elevation of our thoughts. Because now you have elevated yourself. You have connected with a deeper portion of yourself that says, hey, I don't want to do that anymore. I want to do something new. Yeah, I want to do something new and fun. Yes, I want to have fun. That's us. We do want to have fun. And we do want to follow our heart and create. That is how we are designed. Now, for some of us who do not want to create, that is because I have been in that mindset as well. It's like you don't believe in yourself, you're insecure. So, because of that, you do not, in any shape or form, walk in that direction that is elevating you. No, you stay stagnant because, as I said, we are creatures of habit. So you stay in that way of being that you don't like because in your mind, and I know this because I've been there, you don't know anything else, right? So you stay. You stay until somebody says something, somebody does something. You might watch something on television that says, you need to do this, or it can be anything. And then that will change your mindset. Yeah, this is why we need one another, because we are reflections of one another. So when we can acknowledge that as well, that we are reflections of one another, that right there in itself too, it just changes your whole perception. It just shows you how we are all interconnected to one another in everything. And as I said, it's the most fascinating thing in existence is to know and to love ourselves. So I want everybody to just take a note about how do you perceive yourself? How do you perceive yourself in the world? What are the conversations that you are having with yourself? Think about that. Really think about that. So let's explore these new ways of being and let's employ these new ways of being in our life. Yes, let's employ that. Because when you do add these new ways of being, it brings newness into your life and it helps you to become better. Yeah, it really does. It elevates you in every way possible. It elevates you. Also, look at yourself. Yeah, look at yourself. Do you uplift yourself or do you tear yourself down with words that do not serve you? And if you do, ask yourself why. Why do I do that to myself every day? Why do I knock myself down every day? Why? These are the questions we need to ask ourselves. Because when we do ask these questions, if you have the courage to ask the questions, then you will get an answer. And that answer may not be one that you want to hear, but we have to take accountability for ourselves so we can learn more about ourselves. That is how it is. So, in addition to that, I'm trying to think what else. I gave one good thing to do. I said walking, right? Okay. Well, another one is you can, before you start your day, you can pray or you can meditate. Just sit in stillness for like 5 minutes and breathe. That's a major one. Inhaling and exhaling with no technology because it slows your mind down, that busy mind, and it helps to bring in stillness so you can hear from your own self, so you can have some direction. And when you're breathing, you can set an intention for yourself for the day. I want to be more present today. I want to go to the gym when I get off work. You see what I'm saying? I want to smile more at people. Yeah, these are little simple things that you can add to your life. And let me tell you, you will feel better when you do it because you just set an intention and you did it. So when you accomplish what you set out to do, it makes you feel good. So yeah, so you can do that. What else I'm thinking of? I said walking, right? I keep saying do some physical exercise. Like move your body, yes. We are meant to move our body. That's why we have a body. We are not meant to be stagnant. No, no. We are meant to move our body because when you move your body, you are moving your energy. As a matter of fact, you're moving your energy and you're releasing some of the energy that doesn't need to be within you when you move your body. Jumping around, dancing is great. Exercising. As I said, walking. You can jog, you can walk. I mean, you can run if you want, but I prefer walking. You really don't have to do all that strenuous exercise. You don't have to. But if you want to, then you can. But just move your body. Yes. Move it. Move it. Move it. Yes. That is one of the best things we all can do is move our body. Another thing is travel. If you can travel, add some traveling to your lifestyle because you learn about different cultures, you learn about the earth, and who's better to learn is yourself. Don't take anybody else's word for it. You learn. You go to that place and you learn for yourself so you can get your own perspective. Don't listen to everything on the news now. Yeah, that's another one. Yeah, don't listen to the news. I know I'm like against the news. Um, but no, you can listen to the news. I'm just saying don't get so caught up in the news because really if you watch the news, you already know what it's about. Just, get your weather, get what's going on in your neighborhood, and keep it moving. You don't have to know about all that other stuff, you know? You really don't. Because we should be really learning more about ourselves, learning to love ourselves. Because when we do learn to love ourselves, then guess what? Our thoughts will be more pure. Yes, because we are beginning to love ourselves now. When we don't love ourselves, we say all kind of crazy stuff. We say a lot of stuff that we really don't mean. Yes, we do. I know I used to do it. So I watch what I say now because I have learned to love myself. Yep. And I'm still learning. I'm always learning. As long as we are living, we're supposed to be learning, right? Learning and growing. So travel, eat colorful foods. Yeah. Colorful, fresh foods, if you can. Foods that bring in vitality, foods that are alive, right? That brings in vitality. It does. Oh man, I love cooking. I do. I love it. I absolutely love it. All right, let me think of another thing to do. Your sleeping habits. Try to not have so much of the what you call it, alarms, because alarms scare you. Try to find a different way to wake up. I don't even use an alarm. I haven't used an alarm in probably over 15 years. It's just a suggestion. I'm not saying you have to not use it, but it does scare you. It scares you, it's like it makes you jump. And we don't need to be jumping. We already got enough of uh um what's the word I'm looking for? We have enough of activity going on in this world that makes us afraid all day long. So adding a alarm system to wake you up, that just adds to it. So that's just a suggestion. I'm not saying you don't have to do it. These are suggestions because you can do whatever you want, really. What else? Let me think of another one. Take showers at night before you go to sleep. Yes, definitely. Wash off all of the energy that you have been around all day long. Those conversations, the people. Yeah, why? Take a shower every night. So when you get into bed, you are clean. You are cleared from all of the energies because we are energetic beings. Remember that. So you don't want to go to bed and be thinking about all these different conversations that you probably had and you didn't enjoy them. Then you're going to go to bed feeling, some kind of way because, you had these conversations that didn't make you feel good. So when you take a shower, you wash all that away. Now, for some people, if it's very intense, you may still feel it, but water is a purifier. I'm just letting you know that water is, a purifier. So, taking a shower every night. Keep your room clean as well. Like, don't have a lot of clutter. Don't have a lot of stuff all over the place because everything is energy. And when you, especially in your room, well, I would say your whole house, but like when you're sleeping, don't have a lot of stuff, in your room. Because I said everything is energy. And you might have difficulty sleeping with all that energy in there. Yeah, everything is energy. All right, dear ones, I am going to end this webinar. But as I said, I hope you took notes and wrote down what I said about how do you perceive yourself? How do you perceive the world? What are your conversations with yourself and others? The food you eat, the activities that you do. These are things that are going to help you have better thoughts of yourself, help you to learn to love yourself more. Yeah, we have to love ourselves. When I was younger, I didn't hear anything about I need to love myself. No, I never heard that at all until I became an adult and I had to learn that, yes, I had to love myself. Because if we don't love ourselves, we can't love anybody else. And your relationships will not be great relationships because you have to love yourself first to love others. Yes. Yeah, that was not taught to any of us that I, from what I have learned throughout my life. Maybe some parents may have, told their children to love themselves. And if they did, oh, yes, thank you. Thank you for telling your children that. Because that is something that we need to do, is love ourselves first. Because that is what makes this world a better place. If we all begin to love ourselves, then we can love others. And then this world would be more unified. So just acknowledge your thoughts and be open to integrate everything you learned so you can elevate yourself. So you can elevate yourself and do simple things to bring in wellness, such as walking, yes, such as exercising, yes, such as smiling more, yes, listening to good music. Just be more aware of these things. And this is what elevates us. So you get to witness a better version of yourself now because you are more aware of your thoughts. Yeah. So look at yourself. And if you don't like what you see, you can change that. Yeah. You can change whatever it is that you do not like about yourself right now. You can change it because we are the co-creators of our life story. And I'm here to tell you that your story is the greatest story. But you didn't think that your story was worth telling. But it is. Everybody's story is worth telling. So, dear ones, enjoy the rest of your evening. Have grace for yourself. Yes, have grace for yourself. Learn to be more aware, be patient, and always remember that the treasure is you. So take care and namaste.